All right, guys, how are we all? I'm just clicking around on a few little buttons here while I get myself organised. But welcome back, landlords. I'll just make sure we've got our settings right and all our attendees can get in. And it looks like we do, so we're good. Now, guys, it is literally right on 6 o'clock. So I assume they've probably got a few more people still going to be logging in very, very shortly. So while we wait for everyone and give them a chance to log in, let me first of all run through a little bit of some of the formalities, but also welcome back. This will be our final webinar for 2020. What a hell of a year 2020 has been. It's not that I'm not looking forward to doing these webinars, but I am looking forward to 2021. But for those of you joining us tonight, welcome. If I don't forget, or if I forget to say it at the end, have a very Merry Christmas and a safe New Year. But guys, for the first time joiners, if you do have any questions throughout this evening, you should see at the bottom of your screen a little bit of a Q&A section. Now, if you click on that, you can type any questions that you might have. This is live, so you can ask your questions. Please feel free to. We'll be keeping an eye on it, and we'll make sure that if we can, we'll answer them on the spot. If not, we'll make sure we come back at the end and go over any of those questions. In the event that we can't, of course, we'll make sure that we follow them up with you afterwards, and we'll reply to those over email. I guess probably second of all, we have created these events to host our landlords. Now, given the times that we've been through via COVID, we have been sharing these events with other landlords. Most of you on tonight will be our current existing landlords, but in case that you are not, just please be aware that most of the information that we provide is general, but tonight specifically is about a product and a system that we are providing to our landlords. So if you're joining in from one of the other areas or towns and just coming in to have a bit of a look, happy to share what this product can do for you. But it is specific to our business and many others that are running the Property Me system. The opinions, obviously, that we do share throughout tonight are ours only. We acknowledge that no two situations are the same, and we would encourage you, or each of you, to check with your either property manager or other key stakeholders regarding your property. So if you've got specific questions around yours, make sure you do check in with your portfolio manager. And of course, finally, we're not financial advisors, we're not planners or solicitors, and we're not qualified to give financial advice. That is our little disclaimer. I hate doing it, but we have to. These opinions, well, we're not going to get financial on you tonight, but they are opinions only, and any financial or legal advice, you do need to seek professional opinions in that area. Now, tonight is a little bit different to some of the nights we've run in the past, because rather than sort of updating on what's going on during this hectic time, because we're starting to feel a little bit of, I hate that word, COVID normal. There's nothing normal about COVID, but we're starting to feel a little bit of normality again. But tonight we're actually going to share with you essentially a new product that is becoming available to all of our landlords. And it's your very own portal. It's a portal dedicated to you. Now, this portal gives you access to things like statements and what's happening with maintenance, rent, paid to dates, and other key dates that are important to you and your property specifically. But I don't want to get too detailed on most of that tonight. We have invited tonight a very special guest. So there's an unfamiliar face up in the corner there, or however your screen's set up, Nina Sutton. And Nina is going to run through in great detail both the benefits of this portal, but also how to use it. So before I hand over and introduce you to Nina, I'm going to throw over to someone that should be no stranger to you at all, and that is Kirsty. And before I welcome Kirsty in to give you a bit of an update on what's happening in the market, I think we just need to send out a little congratulations to Kirsty, because as of this afternoon has been appointed a member of the, I might get this wrong, Kirsty, so you can correct me, but the REIV Property Management Chapter or Committee. Which is a massive achievement, but also a great honour. And for you, our landlords, I guess what that means is that you're going to have someone who represents you and our team firsthand, working with the Real Estate Institute of Victoria in regards to the property management chapter. We've got great friends there already. Our president has been on and hosted one of these webinars with us, so it's always been great with Leah and Gil. But now to have Kirsty, one of your very own, at the forefront, working with the REIV on almost a daily basis with respect to property management. It's terrific. So I know you're very excited, Kirst, and so are we, so well done. So now, over to you. Kirst, let's maybe fill our landlords in while we still have a few logging in. Let's talk about the market. How's things been going?
Thanks, Pete. So the market's still very strong. We've leased 22 properties last month, and we're having large numbers through our inspections. So one thing that's been a great change for us recently has been to do open for inspections again. So able to have a lot more tenants through properties at the one inspection and creating so much interest for the properties, and they're leasing really quickly. Still, that 4-bedroom home is the most popular rental property at the moment for us, but the days on market has dropped down to 12 days, which is really good, and our vacancy is very low. So good time to be an investor in the market at the moment.
Yeah, vacancy is an interesting one, guys. We track our vacancy and days on market really closely, because obviously, when you've got a rental property on the books for, maybe it's 400 a week, maybe it's 300 a week, but either way you look at it, it's a large percentage every week that your property is vacant. It is a large percentage of your return that's going out the door. So it's something that we watch on your behalf really closely. It's also something we wear with a great deal of pride in the fact that we know that we are leasing our properties a lot faster. We're getting tenants into properties a lot quicker with that same quality control, which means we can affect your property return greatly. So that's something we monitor on your behalf, but also for our own, to make sure we're bringing you value really carefully. And open homes, Kirst, they've been really well received again.
Yeah, they have been. It's been great. And I guess also the number of applications coming from our inspections has increased. So last month we received 120 applications through. So that's great for our landlords who have got a lot of choice in who they select to move into their home, which has been really good.
And I guess from my perspective, guys, what we've been really rapt to see is that throughout COVID, it's shone another light on the fact of something that many of us said for years, and that is that our region, our area, is an incredible place to invest in, Kirsty. Like, not only are our vacancy rates incredibly low, our arrears rates in comparison to the rest of the market incredibly low. And throughout COVID, we saw the amount of hardship cases that we had to handle were really nigh on negligible. It wasn't even 1% of our entire portfolio. Now, when you consider that with areas, some of our friends up in Blackburn and inner city suburbs that had literally, I think one of them had almost 60, 70, 80 hardship cases going on. I think it cements the fact to investors, for those of you wondering whether you want to reinvest in our area, it is long been and forever, I believe, going to be a very secure area to invest in. So, and COVID-19, I think, has actually just shone a light on that even more, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been, really lucky in our marketplace to not experience those high numbers that other people have. So it's been great. So I think it's a very strong market and so much inquiry at the moment coming through that there's nothing sitting vacant for long at all.
No, so that's our little pitch. Any of our landlords out there looking to reinvest, the sales team are very eager to see you at open homes. They're not just happy to actually have people at open homes again. It's a bit nice. We've been a little bit claustrophobic as salespeople. So guys, I reckon that's about it, Kirsten, unless we want to go over anything else in the market. I would like to hand over to Nina. So Nina is, I guess, an official trainer, but also director of Property Me. Have I got that correct?
No, I'm a director of my own company, Melbourne Property Agents, and we partner with Property Me. Yeah,
partner with Property Me. Terrific. Now, Property Me, landlords and guys, is the CRM system that we are using, or the trust account management system that we are using. I think there's no secret in saying we tried to move over to a system a year or two ago that was very unsuccessful. What I'm rapt to say is that since moving to Property Me, we haven't had a single flaw or issue. In fact, most of you won't even realise that we've actually changed platforms again if we didn't tell you. So we're delighted to say that everything is running incredibly well. It's probably one of the most used platforms in the real estate industry in Australia at the moment. So if nothing else gives us confidence, it's that. But what's terrific is what Nina's going to talk to us about. And I'm so grateful you take your time out to do this for us this evening. And that is a landlord portal. Explain to us, what is a landlord portal?
So basically, it just gives you a snapshot of your portfolio and your property portfolio at your fingertips. So you can log on anywhere. It's all cloud-based. Once you have set up your own access for that, you can go in there. You can have a look at where your rent is at. You can download any of your statements. You can see who your property manager is and all of their details. The list is kind of endless. There's quite a lot of things that it can do. but it's basically just putting everything there at your fingertips to save that time with you having to chase your property manager if they're out on the road or they're busy and they can't pick up the phone. You can get something quite instantly. So your property manager can share an array of documents with you, such as the entry inspections, any ingoing, outgoing, or routine inspection reports that they do. And you can go in there and access them straight away and read them from there, rather than having to, the old way of printing them off or posting them in the mail. They won't go anywhere, so you can always access them. So if you needed something for an insurance claim, or you just wanted to have a look back what the property was like a year ago, you can go through and access all of those old reports that were there. So it gives you a bit of a snapshot of, and I'll share my screen with you shortly to show you some of the things that it can do.
So Nina, it's essentially landlords in summary, and Nina's got a presentation she'll run you through and show you how it's going to be used. I guess just before, to set the scene, some of you will have already received an invitation to join this portal. Some of you won't have, don't panic. We're rolling it out in groups and batches, just so that if you do have questions, our team have time to answer them rather than sort of being bombarded all in one go. So I would suggest that, look, we are aiming to have it to everyone by the end of the year, but it may stretch into the new year. But over the coming weeks, you will receive an email inviting you to create your own login and get involved on that. That is what it is. It's not spam, in case it comes out looking a bit weird. But it is to really, and essentially, I guess to put it in other words, Nina, it's an online, it's basically a storage facility, but it's live. It's like an online Google Drive or something of all your properties details.
Yeah, and I think that's what's good about it. It is live, so as soon as something's done against your property in the system, it automatically updates. So you can watch the progress of a job, for example, from the minute that it's reported to you all the way through to when it's finalised. And you can also download copies of the invoices from that section as well. So it is live. So as soon as your property manager actions something in the back end of the software, it then reverts over into the client portal for them to see. And I think it's important to say that there is a tenant version of this as well. So your tenants can also access all of their information from that as well, which is, a time saver as well.
Great, because although, we do our very best, guys, to make sure that you're communicated to well. We know we're not always perfect. We also know days sometimes get busy. And sometimes you just want to know that little piece. Has it been dealt with? Has it done? Did the rent go in? Whatever it might be. So to have this available to you, you can log in and see it live yourself, I think is really important. But the best part that I love about it is it also makes it completely transparent. Like it's just, there's
no hiding anything.
No, sometimes you're sitting there going, am I being told everything? You have to be, because it's going to be there live for you to see. So Nina, I'm going to shush up, which is rare for me. I'm going to let you, I think you should have control of the screen now. And
I'll just try and share my screen and just let me know if you can't see it, but should be good now.
Looking good.
Yeah. Okay, so I thought I'd just give you a quick rundown just to follow on. Basically, the first step will be an email that comes to your inbox. Again, just go careful. It could go to your junk, so if you don't get it straight away, please check those areas, because it's the first time that it's coming from this system. It may go to your junk mail, but it will look something along the lines of this, basically with a link, a hyperlink for you to join and set your own passwords. Now, one of the most confusing parts of it or I should say, one of the most questions that we get in regards to the portal is, what is my login details? So it is important for you to know that once you click on the link here, it will take you to a page where you need to sign up. So people think they just need to log in here, but if you look to the right-hand side of my screen here, you can see it asks you to set up your login details first. So that's because your password and everything will be private to you. Nobody, even in the office, will have access to that. We can reset it for you in the back end, as you can as well by the forget password, but we won't be able to just log in under your details. So the first thing that I will tell you, please make sure that the email that we send this actual link to is the email that you sign up with, because if you don't, it's not going to allow you access to the system. So for security reasons, it will only allow the email address that is set up in the Property Me system for you to be able to access the portal. So just make sure you're using the same one. You set up your own login, and it will then take you to click on another link, which will then bring you to this screen here where you can always log in from. So basically, the way the actual portal works, there's an array of things that you can see in there, but I will just share this screen with you. What I will say is the other second link will take you to this platform here, which will show you a brief update of everything that it does do. So if you forget some of the things that we've gone over tonight, you can click on that link when you get it, and it will break it down for you. And I do believe that there's a PDF version that will come out to you as well, explaining a step-by-step instruction of how it will work. But you can see this is how it will display once you go into your portal. So basically, it will have your property address up the top here, the configuration of your property, so whether it's an apartment, a house, how many bedrooms, cars, those sorts of things. And then your tenant's details will be displayed down here. So it will have your tenant's name along with the weekly or monthly rent, depending on how it's set up. And also it will show you where the tenant is actually paid up to. So this is what we were saying before, Peter, basically when it is a live program. So as soon as rent is receipted, this date will be reflected here. So you'll always be able to see where your tenant's paid up to. It will also show you any money that's come in since the last time that you were paid, and any money that's due to be coming out of your account. So any bills or invoices that have been put in the system. And you'll also be able to see your net balance as of today, what you would be due to be paid. If, you know, obviously there's always that option of bills and things that are going to come in since, but as of today, this net balance is what you have sitting on your account, so to speak, ready to be dispersed at the next disbursement. It'll give you a brief outline of, you know, a graph of how it works, and you can click in further. Oh, sorry, that's taking me to the wrong screen. Just bear with me, it's just taking me back to the, because I'm in a demo portfolio. Sorry about that. And then down the bottom here, you can see that it'll have a progress of any job. So it'll show you what stage the job is at. And once it's assigned, it will show you who we've sent out there to assign to that particular job. So you'll always be able to come in here. If you're not sure what's happening with the maintenance, you'll be able to come into this section in your portal and it will show you step by step of where you're at. Any inspections that are coming up. So if you have an inspection due or scheduled, it will show in the inspection section here. And then once it's completed, it will sit here as a report for you to be able to click on and access that report to see the photos and the written report from there. Any of your statements will fall under the document section here. So you'll be able to click on those, and obviously this is a demo portfolio, so it's only got the one, but it will have them listed there, so you can go and check those and click on the relevant ones that you want. Then the last thing it shows you on the right hand side here is the agency details along with your property manager's email address, and the website to the agent, along with the phone number, just in case you don't have it in speed dial or something like that and you just want to go in or you can't remember who your property manager is, you can click in here and it will actually tell you who it is, and then along with any photos of your property. So it basically, that's the I guess the cusp of it. It basically is just a snapshot of your portfolio. It will also tell you here any agreements that are in place. So if they're on a tenancy, a fixed term tenancy, it will show you here and when it expired and the date that they actually first moved into the property. So as soon as we update anything in the system for a lease renewal, those dates will be reflected here also. So does anyone have any questions in regards to that part so far? Or?
I don't know, there's none in there yet. So let me just ask a couple that might be relevant. End of financial year statements. Yeah, so that will fit into the document section as well. So once the financial activity has been done, it will load here. So there's also other reports such as under inspections, you'll be able to share ingoing inspections and vacate inspections. Once that's highlighted in there, it will be able to be clicked on and they can view that from that section as well. Nina, what I love about this, and again, landlords, I come back to it, you know, if there is ever any feedback, it's just it's that little uncertainty between periods. Has the rent been paid? Has it not been paid? You know, you bumped into your tenant down the street and they said it was paid. and it hasn't gone through yet. What I love about this is that you can log in, you can very quickly see it. Any of those inspection reports, we do have occasionally issues where those routine inspections are sent through and they go to spam or they get blocked by whatever filters that you've got on your emails. In here, you can just come in, you can see that they're upcoming, you can go back in, see the report once it's been done. It's just 100% transparent. I think it's terrific, actually. I'm a bit excited to get this out to all our landlords.
Yeah, and I think the other exciting thing about the inspections is you can drill right in and you can have a look at photos and things like that. All the maintenance will come up at the top of the report, so you'll be able to go in there straight away and see what maintenance has been reported at the inspection, and you will get notified as soon as an inspection has been completed that and once it's loaded into your portal, you'll get an email telling you that it's in there. So you don't have to go in there every day and check. You will be notified when things are updated in your portal as well. You can see on the right, on my left-hand screen, if you can see here, but this is basically how the inspection will display. So it will sit here, as I said, any follow-up actions or anything that is suggested. So whether it's a rent increase when we're allowed to do them again, all of those things will be in the main screen, and you'll be able to just have a quick snapshot of that, and then you can drill right into the inspection and look closer into the photos and the general descriptions of each areas by clicking onto it. And in the documents you can see here, this is where they all sit. And that is one of the most common ones, the end of financial year statement. At least you don't have to worry about ringing and, you might be at the accountant's there and then and they want it. At least you can just log in straight away and just download those statements for them because they will automatically go in there. Yeah, that's pretty much the program in a nutshell. It is great and it's very successful. The owners that are using it do find that it saves them a lot of time having to email or phone calls back and forth just to get some things that they need that they can find in this system.
And the tenants essentially see the same thing, just mirror reverse, don't they?
Yeah, so the tenants see a similar screen. They can also report their maintenance through the portal, so that just saves a little bit of time as well and ensures that we get it in writing. So basically they can report it through the portal with photos, and then that obviously relays back into the owner's portal as well. So they'll be able to see once we've accepted that job, everything will then go into the owner's portal with the photographs that the tenant has sent through.
Which really speeds up the maintenance process too, because rather than having to go back and head out there and try and grab some photos or ask for descriptions, they can literally all in one go with request, load the photos, and that'll take a little bit of training with our tenants to get them used to that, guys. But I think it'll be a much quicker, more efficient way of getting onto your maintenance really quickly.
Yeah, and I think it's important to explain if you do have multiple properties, so more than one property, and you're linked to the same email address, it will show up in the one portal. So you don't need to log into multiple portals. It'll literally let you drop down to which property you want to view. And you can have it as a snapshot of all properties, or you can delve right into individual ones if you like to.
Terrific. Kirst, anything there of obvious nature that you think we're going to get asked about? But it pretty much, that one screen covers off on probably 98% of all questions we get asked throughout the year.
Yeah, it does. I think having access to the maintenance jobs and also the rent payments live, I think they're probably the two most beneficial areas for our landlords, and also statements that they don't have to go through their emails searching for where the statements are. I think that's another big one. So no, it's a really great system. We're really happy with it.
Well, guys, Nina, unless you think there's something we haven't covered there, that's nice and short and sweet, which is very rare for me, Nina. So you've got out this really well.
That's what's good about the program. It doesn't take much to explain because it's all at your fingertips. So, but if you do have any questions, there will be a PDF version that goes out explaining it step by step as well. And if you have trouble logging in, then you can just contact your property manager and they'll be able to help you through that process. But it is, once you've set up your own login, it's pretty straightforward from there.
Yeah, and guys, we'll send out a copy of this video so you can just watch it again. We'll send out the PDF version with the instructions. Over the next couple of weeks, we hope to get all the emails out to you all. If you haven't received one, maybe by the new year, just reach out to us. It may have been blocked. It may have been gone to your spam. So keep an eye out for those areas as well. But fingers crossed we'll get them all to you by the new year. And look forward to having a great, nice little product for you in the new year, which will be terrific. On that, Kirsty, unless there's anything else to add, I'd like to wish everyone an absolute Merry Christmas. Please enjoy this break. It's been a taxing year, despite the fact we've been able to go nowhere. And enjoy your time with your family. If you're going on holidays, great, get out and enjoy yourself. But we want to thank you for both your understanding, but also your loyalty and patience throughout 2020. It's been probably one of, I think, as a landlord or an investor, it was a really scary time there for maybe 3 or 4 months where we just had so much uncertainty. And both the loyalty that our landlords have shown us, but also that I think our team have shown you in making sure we got through that time has been incredible. I often say it, we don't always, not everyone always believes it, but we are a partnership. You know, you are our landlords, we are here to work for you, and vice versa. We just want to see the best out of your property. So have a very Merry Christmas, a very safe and happy New Year, and we can't wait to more success in 2021. And Nina, thank you very much for coming along.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It was good.
Terrific. Thanks, guys. Merry Christmas. We'll see you all soon.
Thank you.